Hey friends, I'm Jamie Maddox, your Wealth Embodiment Mentor. I teach how you are uniquely designed to attract wealth. In this podcast, I talk about body mapping and money. Body mapping is a unique map on your body that gives information, instructions, and direction for you specifically. Each episode, I highlight one area of the body, discuss its features, and more importantly, what that means for you and your money. So welcome. I'm excited to be on this journey together and can't wait to see what your body can teach you about money. Hello and welcome back. And I am so excited for this episode because guess what? I'm going to give you a little bit of a holiday party skill or holiday party something. I don't even know what to call it, but some of you are probably already doing this. But if you're not, let me tell you how to make your holiday parties more enjoyable. So this was very strategically planned for releasing on the date. We are right in the middle of December 2024. I'm sure we've had Thanksgiving in the US, Christmas is coming up. There's a lot of holidays, a lot of get-togethers. And can we all just be real? Some of them are great and some of them we look forward to going to. And then there's the others. Okay, right? So some of the holiday parties are just not as fun or as enjoyable, okay? So here's the thing. When you go to your different parties, I want you to start looking for people's different features with body mapping, okay? Hopefully you've been listening for the last few months, so you've got, at least some basic general body mapping understanding and skills under your belt. You're starting to connect it. You're seeing how it kind of all flows together, right? So I'm trying to decide if I should share the story first or give you the full party skill. I think you kind of have it figured out that basically you're going to look at people, okay? Again, not in creepy ways and not in judgmental ways, okay? This is just looking for awareness. And a lot of times it's just looking to connect dots, to be, if someone's talking about something, just kind of in your mind, just be like, I wonder what feature this helps me understand about them. And then notice where your mind or your focus goes, okay? So try it out. Let me know how it goes. I hope we get some really good stories from this. Not embarrassing stories. We're going to just say not embarrassing, but I hope we get some really fun stories. And if nothing else, I hope that it sparks a little more excitement and fun for some of your holiday get-togethers. Okay. So with all of that being said, there is a purpose for me sharing that because it does sound kind of random, but there really is a purpose. Okay. Because I want to talk today about how we naturally and subconsciously already read people's body mapping, okay? So I'm going to be sharing a few different stories about this to help illustrate it. And then I want you to really look at your life. Look at where are you naturally, reading people's body mapping and gaining information that maybe you didn't realize you were gaining, okay? So recently, I was walking around a very large city with a friend, and there were lots of people outside. It's a very busy place. And she turned to me and she's like, Jamie, I want you to start pointing out to me what guys you find attractive. And she's like, for the purpose of this, don't stress if they're with a woman or married. She's like, I just want to see what you find attractive. And I was like, okay, this sounds fun. Okay. Because let's be real. I've been in the dating scene for years and years and years. Okay. Off and on and all the above. Okay. And I've been on all the apps. Sometimes knowing body mapping is a benefit on the apps. Other times it's not the greatest benefit. Okay. But I was very excited to hear what she had to say. So as we're walking around throughout the day, I just kind of start pointing different guys out. Like I would just kind of nudge her so we weren't awkward about it or anything, right? And, towards the end of the day, she was like, okay, yep, I would have picked him. Yep, I would have picked him. Okay, yep, I'm getting it, right? So partway through, she was like, oh, you like men with very structured faces and more or less bodies, but very structured faces. A strong jawline, just a lot more structure in the face. And I was like, yeah, you're right. I do. Now, here's the thing. Obviously, I know body mapping. Obviously, I have a podcast about it and I use it in my business, okay? she has way more knowledge than I do with body mapping. And so I'm always open to learning, my friends. There's always more to learn. Okay. And so I was like, okay, yes, I am. So what does that mean now that you know that about me? Okay. Because I wanted to get her interpretation of what that was like. And what she said to me was so spot on. She was like, you want men that are straightforward, tell the truth, and just say it how it is. They're not hiding stuff. It's just like what you see is what you get. And I was like, boom, mic drop. Yes, exactly. Okay. And it was, again, sometimes we don't always see things when it's us. And that's why it's really beautiful to be able to ask an outside perspective or an outside mentor, right? Because did I know that about myself? Yeah, it's actually one of my number one qualifications. I'm like, don't lie to me, hands down, in dating. They do not get a second chance, okay? If there's any lies, we're done. And so it just makes sense that, yes, physically in their structures, in their features, I am looking for someone who very much is just straightforward, to the point, just isn't hiding things. Now, I am not saying that people that don't have structured faces are liars. I'm not saying that at all, okay? But subconsciously and from a body mapping perspective, that is what those facial features are indicating, that they are just going to be very straightforward with things. And I am really done with men in my life not being straightforward with me. So that is what I want. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for very structured features, very structured body types, very straightforward. Okay. So that's one example. Okay. So another example, because this is very interesting. And a couple weeks ago when I did the episode about the back, if you have not listened to it, go back. I think it was 2 weeks ago. I talked a lot about how people perceived me when I had this temporary back tattoo and pink hair. Okay. So this is along those same lines, but a little bit different because it's not that I'm changing anything about my physical appearance. It is literally just my appearance. Okay. So when I meet new people, so say I go to an event, okay, and I share, and I'm just chatting with the people, and someone asks me like, what do you do? I'm like, oh, I'm a wealth embodiment mentor. And usually they're like, what does that mean? I'm like, well, let me tell you. Okay. I'm like, I help women align with their wealth so that they can bring in what they desire. And I get two pretty distinct responses. Okay. The first one is the women will either lean in and be like, oh, wow, I don't know if I am aligned with my wealth. Like, let's chat a little bit. And I'm like, okay, great. Like, I will give you more information, right? The other response is a very distinct pulling back, and I feel this wall coming up, okay? And I used to get a little bit offended by it because I was like, did I say something wrong? Was I mean? Was I too straightforward, too direct, too blunt, right? And as I have processed this through, I realized, oh no, it's actually just a really beautiful indicator because a lot of my features are very direct. Okay. Also knowing my astrology, I am meant to be very direct. Like I am direct, I'm to the point, I'm fast, we move fast. So when women specifically are ready to make quick progress in their life, they know to come to me because that's what I do. I'm like, yep, come on, let's do this. We're going to go and we're going to go fast. And I know where we're going. Okay. But not everyone's ready for that. And that is really an okay place to be. But I used to take it a little bit offensively. Okay. Once I realized that subconsciously, these women could sense from me that it's like, no, I'm really serious about what I do. And I will do it so lovingly and so gently and with so much care for you, but we're going to move and we're going to move fast. So be ready. Okay. But they could sense that. They can sense that with my body structure, my features. Again, I have a pretty structured face and a pretty structured body. And so they subconsciously realize that like what I say is what it is. And that's how it is. Okay. So, and I've actually had, past clients tell me after they have worked with me, they have said, I actually didn't want to work with you because of your picture. Like they had seen a picture of me online and they were like, no, I'm not working with her. So like if I was doing a collaboration or something, they were maybe drawn in by the other women, but not by me. And then later they, obviously I said they were past clients. So obviously they then ended up working with me. But it was very interesting that people have said that to me. And again, I could take that very offensively, but I really don't, because I know what it means. Because I know my body mapping and I am comfortable with the gifts and some of the challenges with it. I can say, oh, I see you, and I can understand why that was a turnoff. Why you seeing that picture of me was like, no, thank you. I do not want to work with her, right? Because I also know that it's what draws in the people that are ready to work with me. Okay. So for those of you that have a business, I want you to really think about this. Like, what is it about your specific body mapping that draws people in, that they can subconsciously read those cues of your body and really be drawn to you? And maybe what part of your body features are pushing people away? Again, not in a bad way, because our bodies are meant to help us and they want to help us and protect us. So naturally, they are telling people, okay, who's ready to work with me? Who is not ready to work with me? Right? Isn't that like kind of cool that our bodies naturally do this? Okay. Another feature of our body, and I will be doing a longer episode going into the breast, but I do want to mention it here because this is another feature of our body for women specifically, that subconsciously lets people know about the ability of nurturing or the capacity of nurturing that we have. So the smaller the breast means there's less of this ability to nurture, but they also don't need a ton of nurturing. And so they're usually pretty self-sufficient and just like, yep, I'm good. Okay. The larger the breast, they have this great capacity to nurture, and they need great capacities of nurturing given to them. Okay. And like I said, I will do another episode, probably January-ish, and go into deeper on that. But I want you to think about it because, I've heard people say the words of, well, I didn't really want to hug them. They just didn't really have squishy boobs, right? Or, oh, they have the best boobs. I just want to snuggle into them, and like, it's just so cozy. And it's not even in a sexual way, you guys. It is literally in a nurturing way, because that's what our breasts are about nurturing. And so again, people subconsciously read this about the body, and they know, oh, that person has a great capacity to nurture. And as long as that person is taking care of themselves and getting the nurturing that they need to sustain it, oh yes, they can nurture like it is no one's business, and it is amazing. Okay. And then we can look at other people that are like, oh, okay, that's great. They don't have a great capacity to nurture. It doesn't mean they're not nurturing. Okay. Don't hear me wrong. Okay. It does not mean that they're not nurturing, but the capacity to nurture is less. So people usually aren't going to be like, oh, let me just come and tell all my problems to you and sob into you and have you hold me. Okay. Meaning like random strangers specifically. Okay. And so our bodies naturally give off these clues. Our body mapping naturally shows people some of our gifts and our talents and the things that it's like, actually, I'm not that person for you, but go check out my friend right there, because that person does have the body mapping that you're looking for right now. Okay. I hope this is making sense, because you guys, it is so, so cool and so fun. So tying it back to the holiday parties, I just want you to pay attention to be like, who am I drawn to? Oh, I wonder why I'm drawn to them. Interesting. I wonder if it's a specific body mapping, or who am I not drawn to? Okay. Again, if you have a business, be like, I wonder why the specific people are drawn to me. And if maybe they are reading parts of my body and the mapping of it. And what is it that's drawing them in? How can I really step into those qualities of my body to continue to bring the right people to me? How can I expand my ability to receive wealth in all areas? Because I understand my body, because I understand its map and its gifts and its talents and abilities. And what can you let go of that maybe you've been like, oh, but so-and-so has this or so-and-so has that. When you really look into it, do you actually really want that part of someone else's body? Because remember, there's gifts and challenges with each aspect of a body. And so just check in, just be like, oh, I wonder what that means. Do I actually really want that? Or is that for them? Is that their gift? Is that their thing to do and to work with? What is mine? Come back to yourself, my friends. Look at your body, thank it for the beautiful gifts and opportunities it is giving to you, and choose to expand on them. Choose to build from there, because I guarantee wealth is out there for everybody. It is available to each of us. And I hope that this holiday season really just finds you in a place where you can love yourself, you can love those around you, and you can accept yourself at a much deeper level. And I'll talk to you next week. Thanks for listening. Make sure to check back each week for the newest content about your body and your wealth. If you've enjoyed this episode, please share with your friends and give it a 5-star review. Make sure to visit healinghopewithjamie.com for new offers, retreats, and ways to embody your wealthy life.